Before we begin today, I have a brief announcement. As with the closed trial 10 years ago, some astonishing facts have come to light in these proceedings. The revelation that a well-known Reaper is actually an organization illegally executing its own brand of justice. And the discovery that a respected yard inspector was at its art until he himself perished in an assassination plot. Well, I say to all members of the judiciary here present on this occasion that we will stop at nothing to uncover the whole truth behind these disturbing findings. Counsels, you will undertake this trial with the resolve to pursue the truth to the bitter end. Resolve, yes, that's my intention. I don't know what Kazuma is thinking, though. My lord, if I may inquire. The defendant may speak. On what grounds is Kazuma Azuki permitted to continue in his role as prosecutor? Good question. I should have asked this question. Is the lawyer here? He has admitted to colluding with the victim in a plot to assassinate an innocent man. He shouldn't be enjoying the privilege of freedom, let alone be leading the prosecution. Wonderfully sad. I submitted a written petition to Lord Strongheart, requesting the judgment of my transgressions be delayed by 1 day. You did what? In today's proceedings, I intend to expose everything. My whole life for the last 10 years has all been leading up to this 1 day. What? Then why were you concealing the truth from us? What the heck? Kazuma? No, not Kazuma! Whatever the outcome of this trial, I give my word that I will accept whatever punishment is deemed appropriate, however severe. Kazuma. And I suggest you prepare yourself for the same, Reaper. Kazuma is bristling with hostility today. I get the distinct impression we're heading into very dangerous territory. Is that really even Kazuma-sama standing before us? Good question. As an extreme exception to normal practices, I have granted this prosecutor's request. Yeah, this extreme exception sounds right. He's a foreigner after all. The defense finds this acceptable, I presume. No? No, I don't find this acceptable. Yes, my lord. No! In that case, the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session again. We resume the closed hearing of Barak van Zeeks. The defense is ready, my lord. The prosecution is more than ready. Very well then, this preamble has taken long enough. Prosecutor Azuki, begin. As you wish, my lord. The prosecution calls the first witness to the stand. Bring Seishiro Jikoku into the courtroom. At last then, we've reached the final battle. He's putting literally everything on the line now in order to get to the truth. Come on, Ryunosuke, it's time for the steely resolve, because this is going to test it to the limit. Witness, state your name and occupation for the court. So it was you who issued this, was it? Hey, this is great. This is great that the judge is now Lord Strongheart, because I can't have the same voice for two characters in one scene, right? Your subpoena? I did what was necessary.
Well, look what the young man has become. I didn't think I'd see the day when you'd take that tone with me, I must say.
The witness will ensure his responses are pertinent to the questions asked. Wow, Strongheart is ruthless as ever. He's the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Japan after all.
My name is Seishiro Chigoku, a Supreme Court judge from the Empire of Japan.
And Minister of Foreign Affairs, right? Am I remembering things wrong? 16 years ago, this man came to London as a visiting student. 6 years later, he returned to Japan. As well as presiding over the Supreme Court, he is also currently Japan's Minister of Foreign Affairs. Yes, okay, thank you. I am, of course, fully aware of Mr. Jigoku and his preeminent roles. Shouldn't Jigoku say that? That he's the Minister of Foreign Affairs? Why did he not say that? I invited him personally to the International Forensic Science Symposium as a representative of his country. I hear he also played a key role in the conclusion of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation.
Oh, it was a great honor to be involved in the negotiations that put my all into that treaty.
Judge Jigoku, I must ask.
Well, I never fancied a young murdering student turning up here of all places.
Why are you calling me murdering student? You acquitted me yourself, and now I'm a practicing defense lawyer. Does this leaving me in a bad light in front of everyone here?
Yes, and full of self-importance like your friend across the courtroom, I see.
You came here to London by invitation to the International Forensic Science Symposium, but then, without informing anyone of your plans, you took flight to France.
Took flight? I'd have to object to that turn of phrase.
Then explain yourself. What exactly were the circumstances?
Well, I was somewhat expecting this, and I'm sorry to say, I decline to comment.
What?
Leaving the country prematurely when I was an invited guest may be questionable etiquette, but my decision isn't related to this case. I can't be bound to testify.
Oh damn. He's a very clever one, isn't he? Unrelated, you say? Strongheart doesn't look happy.
I appreciate that a respected police inspector has been killed, for which I offer my condolences. However, being an alien, I'd obviously never met the man, nor do I know the first thing about him. As such, I'm in no position to testify. It's as simple as that.
So you would run from all this?
I beg your pardon?
This case is more far-reaching than the murder of Inspector Gregson. It has ties to another murder, a case that was tried in Japan almost a year ago now. A year ago in Japan? The murder of Dr. John H. Wilson, you mean? That's right, and you, Judge Jigoku, are at the heart of both cases. The defense has evidence to prove it. Well, Ryunosuke, I see from the look in your eyes that you're resolved to carry this through to the very end too. Let's see your evidence then. What proof do you have that Seishiro Jigoku is involved in this case? Telegram from Japan. Well, it doesn't really show that this is related to this case. I mean, we have that crown in his cabin. Isn't this evidence enough? We have so much evidence. The bullet hole. Okay, it doesn't really tie to the case, I guess, and we don't have the bullet hole in our evidence.
Take that!
What on earth is that? This piece of evidence is a welcome present to the courthouse with the compliments of the defense. Okay. You have a poor grasp of British court etiquette, Counsel. That's the extent of your resolve? You disappoint me, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Ah! What? Wait, what? Stand tall, Mr. Naruhodo. That was a minor blow. That wasn't it? What? That is Inspector Gregson's pocket watch thing. Found in Judge Jigoku's... How is this not related? Are you serious? What? What is going on? Having your best friend tell you he's disappointed in you really stinks, though. He's not my friend anymore. I don't know him anymore. But of course we have evidence that ties Judge Jigoku to this case. Evidence showing a few key names even. Names. Good, there's still plenty of fight in your eyes. Let's see your evidence. Okay, but the names have nothing to do... Okay, Gregson, it says Gregson. Okay, maybe. I feel like this was more obvious than this one, because this one... Yeah, okay, it does say Gregson and Wilson on it. I see.
Take that!
This is a telegram detailing a communication sent between Britain and Japan approximately 1 year ago. The communication contained 4 names: K. Azuki, A. Shin, T. Gregson, and J. Wilson.
Hold it! You little... Where did you get that?
In Tokyo. From your office, Judge Jigoku.
What? How on earth did you...
What's this all about? Why is my name on that list? Don't pretend you don't know. Assassin? Or whatever? This list of 4 names follows a certain pattern. T. Gregson and J. Wilson are the names of victims. K. Azuki and A. Shin are the names of assassins. No. A year ago in Tokyo, Dr. John H. Wilson's life was taken in a Western-style restaurant in the capital. The culprit was found to be a visiting student who went by the name of Giselle Brett, but her real name was Asa Shin, a professional killer sent on a mission to kill from Great Britain. A. Shin and her victim, J. Wilson. And the murder that just took place here in London was the counterpart to that crime. An assassin sent from Japan, also a visiting student, Kazuma Azuki, whose victim was the British police inspector Tobias Gregson. Okay, this is only conjecture, right? This is only conjecture that the 4 names have these meanings. It's not sure that Kazuma is supposed to be an assassin in an assassin exchange or whatever Sholmes has told us about. This seems a little bit too ridiculous, right? But I can't deny that he did try to... I mean, he did not try to assassinate Gregson, but he volunteered to assassinate Gregson, or what the hell that was about. Can't deny that. K. Azuki and T. Gregson. 1 assassin from each country to kill a target residing in the other. What exactly is the defense suggesting? Yeah, I also don't know. What am I? We don't have any evidence of that. 2 cases of murder, 1 that took place in Britain and 1 in Japan. Were masterminded by a pair of individuals from each country as a form of assassin exchange. And a telegram the defense has acquired is proof of this international contract to kill. I'm sorry, just 4 names in a telegram is not proof of anything. What? The telegram was found in your office, Judge Jigoku. In other words, the mastermind in Japan was you. Judge Jigoku? What's this all about? Either Kazuma is a really talented actor or we're really not right in our assumptions here at all. And you, Kazuma, you lied. During yesterday's proceedings, you acknowledged that you'd accepted the assassination mission, but the mark wasn't Judge Jigoku at all. It was T. Gregson, Detective Inspector of Scotland Yard. Oh, no. He admitted to volunteer for the assassination of Jigoku, right? Not T. Gregson. Nevertheless, he admitted to have volunteered to assassinate someone, so I honestly don't know what to think. As shown by the name on the killing contract. Very impressive, Ryunosuke. Wait, what? Please deny this. Please. But actually, I didn't lie. Okay. That is denial, right? Denial. The name of the target I was ordered to kill never passed my lips yesterday. He's not denying this! What? Are you saying you wanted to kill T. Gregson? The idea that Seishiro Jigoku was the mark came entirely from you. Don't misdirect the blame. This is all you're doing. What? If I can get any more angry at Kazuma, I would, but I cannot. You deliberately avoided saying a name? The defense claims these 4 names indicate some sort of international assassin exchange. I'm sure I speak for all present when I say that the very idea seems utterly absurd. Thank you, Strongheart. For once I agree with you. I mean, not for once. He has been really nice to us the whole 2 games, I have to say. Well, Mr. Jigoku, what do you have to say for yourself? His silence only goes to prove his guilt. Okay, I cannot say this. I cannot say this. This is not law. This is not how law works. There's another very important point that this new development brings to light. There's now a distinct possibility that the scene of Inspector Gregson's actual murder was in the witness's cabin aboard the SS Grouse. Huh. Judge Jigoku, you have to testify now. To refuse would put you in contempt of court. Is that how the law works? I don't even know. Is that how the law works?
There's no need for quite such a vicious stare, young man. Very well then, as a parting gift to you all, I'll tell you everything I know.
Parting gift? What does that mean? It seems this Japanese gentleman has information that the court must hear about the alleged assassin exchange and the events of the night of the 31st of October. Present your formal testimony now.
As you wish, my lord. It's true that Kazuma Azuki was assigned the assassination mission 1 year ago now.
What? What is happening? What is happening?
The target was Inspector T. Gregson. That was a condition of the British study tour.
What? Are you saying this assassination is planned by the Japanese government?
However, in the end, something happened that meant the young man was unable to carry out his mission. On the evening in question, a member of the crew was on duty outside my cabin at all times. If there'd been a shot fired, the crewman would have heard it, so clearly I can't be involved.
So you admit it then? As this communication suggests, there really was an assassin exchange arrangement between Britain and Japan. Yeah, why did he admit to that if he didn't say anything? I mean, all I brought to the court was only conjecture. Like absurd conjecture. No one would have believed me. But now you've substantiated my claim. What the heck?
A political endeavor at the highest levels, not something I can discuss here.
To use such a worthy practice as foreign study to coerce somebody to commit murder. It's the most appalling thing I've ever heard.
Appalling? Well, it's easy to judge.
Pardon?
Azuki had a reason for taking his sword to that British inspector, you know.
What?
Which is why he accepted the mission in the first place. Isn't that right, Counsel?
Kazuma-sama? Judge Jigoku, if you are the mastermind behind this operation in Japan, then tell the court the identity of your counterpart in Britain.
I'm not obliged to divulge that information.
Figured. As I said yesterday, I've killed nobody. I freely admit that I accepted the mission, but on the night the plan was to be executed, I backed out. In short, this assassin exchange that the defense has identified as unrelated. Hold on. You did lie. I mean, okay, he probably did not lie yesterday, but he did say, like based on my assumption that he was there to kill Judge Jigoku, he said Tobias Gregson went back to report to the Reaper and then was killed by the Reaper because he couldn't carry out the assassination. I mean, why would you say that? You weren't even with Tobias Gregson that night. Why are you misleading the court? Do you not want to pursue the truth with me? Why are you doing this to me? I have no words. I have no words.
The crucial point is this. The police inspector can't have perished aboard that steamship in Dunkirk. Because if he'd been shot in the cabin, it's inconceivable that a member of the crew wouldn't have heard it.
That's right. Gregson was killed after returning to London, in the room on Fresno Street. And the perpetrator of the crime was the Reaper, Baroque van Zieks. The prosecution's accusation remains unchanged. To think that a seemingly innocent foreign exchange program was a facade for such Machiavellian dealings. Clearly, it's a plot only a government minister and high-ranking judge, such as the witness, could hope to execute.
Well, I seem to recall that it was someone on the British side who controlled everything.
Be that as it may, it is not the place of this court to pursue this villainous assassin exchange plot. We are concerned only with the tangible events pertaining to the murder of Inspector Gregson. I don't know why, but why do I have the feeling that Lord Strongheart is the counterpart? I have no evidence. It's just a stupid feeling. I mean, I can't back it up with anything. He has always been very nice to us and always after the truth and whatnot. He didn't even get angry when we exposed Dr. Scythe's dealings. Yeah. Is the defense clear on that point, counsel? He must be protecting someone from the British government. I mean, it's his government after all. It would look bad for them if it came to light that a British government official is behind all of this. Sorry, my lord, I can't agree to this. I mean, we'll see where the truth brings us, right? Yes, my lord, I'll keep that in mind as I cross-examine the witness. Okay. This is strange because there is a bullet hole in your cabin. So you're saying the bullet hole was there before you went in? Kazuma Azuki was assigned the assassination mission 1 year ago now. What the heck? What the heck?
Hold it!
A year ago, when Kazuma was still in Japan then?
Correct. It was at the examination center for applicants for the study tour that I approached him.
I'll never forget it. I remember exactly what you said. You just came out and asked me forthright if I'd consider traveling to Britain on an assassination mission. What? This seems so surreal. What is happening? Surely not. I thought it was a joke at first, of course, but then it was made clear to me that if I didn't accept, I wouldn't be considered for the study tour. And it is going around asking people whether they want to assassinate for the government or what? So you agree to it just for that? I mean, I know how much you wanted to study in England, but assassination? I don't even know you anymore.
The Empire of Japan had accepted a proposal from the British Empire at the time, an agreement to send a student from each country to the others. To deepen cultural understanding and friendship.
And to assassinate someone, apparently.
But behind the scenes, the chosen students were to be given assassination missions. I had no choice but to accept the proposal that originated from my British counterpart.
Why? Why didn't you expose the plot there and then? Exactly. You are guilty. You are guilty. Britain acknowledges no part in these alleged misbegotten dealings. I advise you not to make spurious allegations, Foreign Minister Jiguku. Okay, now he's clearly trying to sweep it under the rug.
As a witness, I am bound to tell the truth, my lord. Anyway, I picked Azuki and explained the details of the plan to him.
I don't even know anymore. I can't even. The target was Inspector T. Gregson. Let's press on everything. Why Kazuma? Why did you pick him as the assassin?
He was the most capable of all the applicants, and in addition, he has a sword. I knew his desire to travel to Britain was very strong. In fact, it was almost more than a desire, it was his whole purpose in life.
Yes, as his best friend, I can certainly attest to that. The way he threw himself into his studies, the way he pursued becoming qualified as a lawyer. It was all ultimately for that one single goal of being accepted on a study tour. I wouldn't call him best friend anymore. What a disaster. And of course, we know the reason behind that. He was determined to find out for himself the truth about his father, Genshin Azuki. There's nothing I wouldn't have done to get here. Be that agreeing to assume the role of an assassin, or betraying people's trust, like yours. Like mine!
Well, you certainly did a fine job of betraying mine, Azuki.
And mine! But why was Inspector Gregson the target?
I have no idea. Those were the orders from Britain. I was in no position to question them.
You have no idea, really? I find that hard to believe.
Oh, do you?
Judge Chikoku was once a visiting student here in Britain himself, of course. Perhaps he has some connection with Inspector Gregson from that time.
The defense really ought to catch up.
With what?
With the fact that the assassin exchange has absolutely nothing to do with the case under scrutiny here. Yes, I've already admitted to recruiting Azuki.
What do you mean Gregson was killed and you admitted that Gregson was a target for an assassination plot? How can you say that? This has nothing to do with this case. How can you say that even?
Hold it!
I presume you're referring to the incident that occurred during Kazuma's passage to Britain in January. The awful tragedy that took place on the steamship.
Word arrived at the ministry some 2 weeks after the ship's departure from our shores. The visiting student had been killed, but his body had somehow gone missing in Hong Kong. The news was wired to me from a detective I'd placed on the ship to accompany the assassin.
Wait, Hosonaga? You didn't know about the assassination plot, did you? Obviously, Kazuma didn't actually die at all, but he did lose his memory, including all details about his special mission. Did you not consider dispatching another assassin at that point? Hold on. Yes, the whole assassination plot plan got derailed, right? Because Kazuma went missing. Or Kazuma died, apparently. Allegedly died, right? And I mean, he had amnesia and such, and okay, we found him. We found him later on, but they could all have just pretended that Kazuma was still dead, right? And yeah, when we told Mikotoba and Judge Jikoku at the start of case 4, chapter 4, I mean, they were all surprised to find out that Kazuma's alive. So no word has gotten back to Japan about Kazuma still being alive, right? So why did Kazuma feel compelled to carry out the assassination plot? Huh?
It wasn't possible simply because...
Oh, what wasn't possible? Oh, dispatching another assassin.
That black-clad young student over there had already put himself forward as Azuki's replacement. And there was no way to stop him from reaching Britain.
Ah.
My hands were completely tied.
So Mr. Sholmes' strategy worked perfectly. He predicted everything that would happen. Months later, my memory returned, but I'd never intended to go through with the assassination mission anyway.
So you were playing me right from the outset, were you? Is that it?
I'd sooner be guilty of that crime than of taking someone else's life. Okay. Wow, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. For once, Kazuma. Okay. Okay, I understand. He would have done anything to get to England, right? So he pretended to agree with the assassination so he could come here, but he never intended to take someone's life. But why did he go to the SS Grouse then? If he didn't plan to take Gregson's life, why did he go there? I was prepared to do whatever I had to in order to get myself here to Britain.
This line of questioning has gone on long enough.
All the court should be concerned about in the court testimony given by this witness are details relating to his relationship with Inspector Gregson and the victim's murder.
In that case, as I've already made perfectly clear, I had no connection to the man or his death.
And you have some means of substantiating this plea? You had no connections to him, really? But you helped Clint, didn't you? Or am I remembering things wrong?
Hold it!
Outside your cabin in the first-class area of the SS Grouse, you mean?
Yes, that's right. Not least because there was a murder of a student passenger earlier in the year, I imagine. The liner operators have taken to posting a crewman outside every first-class cabin door.
Wait, that was first-class cabin? I thought it looked the same as the cabin that we traveled in, right? Kazuma and me? And that was second-class cabin, right? The first-class cabins look the same as the second-class cabins? Really? Game? What is the scam? Is this a scam by the steamship operators? I can confirm the presence of the crewman guard myself. What do you mean? He was on the SS Grouse after all. Because I accompanied Inspector Gregson to Dunkirk that night, I witnessed it with my own eyes. Hold on! You accompanied Inspector Gregson? I thought you wanted to kill Inspector Gregson. Why did you accompany Inspector Gregson in the first place? I thought it... Like, first you say it was to kill Judge Shigoku, right? Because that was Gregson's mission. But now you're saying, no, your assassination target was Gregson all along. And you accompanied Inspector Gregson? There was a well-built crewman standing guard directly in front of the door to the witness's cabin.
At that particular time, of course, I'd gone to the ship's dining room for dinner.
The inspector and I asked the crewman to allow us into the cabin while we waited for Judge Jiguku's return. I suppose Inspector Gregson was there in his capacity as the Reaper. He was intending to take the witness's life. Exactly. As I've said numerous times now, I had no intention of killing anyone. So the crewman led two potential assassins into the cabin he was supposed to be guarding. Not the most convincing of sentries, really. In truth, those were my thoughts too. But anyway, I stayed to talk with Inspector Gregson for a short while, and then I left him there and made my way off the ship alone. Was the guard still at the door when you went? Yes, he glared at me as I walked past.
You see, that proves it.
I have so many questions! Why did Gregson bring Kazuma on an assassination mission? He wouldn't, right? So that was no assassination mission. That was like a... And Barok said it himself, right? Gregson is no assassin. He's like a spy. Like intel gatherer, something like that. Intelligence gathering.
Hold it!
The crewman who was standing directly outside your cabin door, you mean?
That's right. A muscular man with a permanent grim expression on his face. He didn't once move from that spot. To be honest, I thought he was a miserable fellow. But as it happens, he's a vital witness now.
There's no doubt that Gregson was killed by a gunshot, and it's inconceivable that a crewman standing just outside the cabin wouldn't have heard that. That is all true, unfortunately. But wait, what about the ship's enormous steam engines? The noise of them could have drowned out the sound of the gun being fired. Dear Susato-san, have you ever heard a gun shoot?
Sadly, young judicial assistant, that won't wash.
Oh.
You will recall that my cabin was in the first-class area of the ship, which is also, of course, the quietest. Don't imagine for a moment that it's anything like steerage where the judicial assistants go.
Wow. I didn't mean... But a hole like that, made by a bullet, was found in your cabin, Judge Shigeku. That's compelling evidence that a gun was fired in there. What's that? A bullet hole?
Oh yes, you're talking about what a detective uncovered in the war yesterday, I presume. That was obviously a rotten panel eaten out by a woodworm. No doubt he didn't find an actual bullet.
That's the hole in this argument. Or, I mean, it could have been there the entire time already. From before the incident already.
Sadly, I was unable to remain for the crewman to be brought back to prison with me. But obviously, if a gun had been fired in my cabin on the night in question as a defense implies, I would have been arrested on the spot and would have never have made it to prison in the first place.
Very true. The witness's logic is sound. Since no gunshot was heard from the witness's cabin on the night in question, we must assume that the witness is telling the truth.
I'm glad you've seen sense, my lord.
I know Kazuma's already admitted to taking on this incredible assassination plot, but even so, hearing it confirmed by somebody else is still a real shock. It's unforgivable. Yes, Sato-san, it is. We should end our friendship with Kazuma. Using Kazuma-sama's feelings to manipulate him into agreeing to such a despicable plan. Oh, okay. I guess she's still in love with him or something. But I think Kazuma manipulated Judge Shigeku too. He completely double-crossed him. Oh dear, it's hard not to see that as a stroke of brilliance on Kazuma-sama's part. What are you even talking about? Okay, I admit this was pretty good, but still, why did he go to SS Grouse in the first place with the assassination target? One way or another though, Gregson ended up dead. I really think that the murder must have happened aboard that steamship. So you mean Judge Shigeku must be lying? I know I shouldn't let my emotions cloud my judgment, but you must destroy him, Mr. Naruhodo. Destroy him?